Just imagine that you have this topology configured in Cisco Packet Tracer and you are simulating static routing. So you are aware about all the concept, why we need routing table, but you are not sure that how you can simulate this same topology in NS3 and how you can observe the animation using NetAnim. So let's see how you can do that in this video without wasting much time. So now we are in our virtual machine, okay? And if I can show you my folder, so we are inside scratch folder, right? And here I have created this static.cc file, which will simulate the static routing protocol. I will jump into code, we'll explain the code, but before that I'll just want to show you that where you can find the examples inside this examples folder, and under the section tutorial we have seen one of our full playlist on NS3, in which I have explained all of this file which are under this tutorials folder. But let's just not talk about that. If we talk about the routing, there is one folder inside the examples called routing, and inside this routing we have this file called static routing. If we open this file, you can just basically observe the file and what you can say, understand. If you have some knowledge about C programming language and some knowledge about this NS3 classes, but this is a little bit complex file to start with. So we'll simulate the basic static routing protocol. The topology that we have seen in the Cisco Packet Tracer will simulate the same topology, right? And we'll try to understand the how we have built the logic of simulating the static routing protocol inside NS3. So let's get started. We'll jump and we'll see this file later on in this upcoming videos, so you don't worry about that. So this is the file, this is the code to simulate the same topology that we have seen in the Cisco Packet Tracer. So obviously before you start with this, you must be aware about the basic NS3, because that is the prerequisite for this video, right? And if you have not watched it, I must recommend that I have created the playlist on NS3. You can go and watch that playlist, so you can follow along with this tutorial. Now there are few things that you need to be aware with before starting to simulate this static routing. So first thing is, there are general imports. So you need to import these general import sections, right? These all are what you can say, not recommended, but it is good that you have these imports included. Then there are certain files that you need to include for routing. Then there are certain files that you need to include for client-server communication. And at last, if you want to see the animation and observe it inside NetAnim, you must include this NetAnim module, which is needed. Right? So that's the basic setup that we need for any NS3 simulation, right? And now here it's come to the static routing part, right? So in order to alter with the routing, first we need to alter with the routing table. And obviously, in order to get the routing table, what we need to do is we need to have IPv4 object. So let me just give an overview. So this, not this one, yeah. So this is the IPv4 class, and IPv4 class, here you can see the description of the IPv4 class goes like: you can access the IPv4 forwarding table, interfaces and configuration. So from this class, we will have access to the routing table, which is forwarding table, obviously. And here there is one function, not a function. So with this class, what we have is, we'll have something called IPv4 static routing helper. And what this class will help us is, it will help us to create some static routing entries. Remember that the command IP route and then the stuff that we have did in the routing table in the router's CLI to have that static routing entry. So this will help us to do that. And this class takes inputs, take what you can say parameter of this class to generate object. So this is the function get static routing, and you see this will take IPv4 object of IPv4 to return us static routing table. And using this static routing table, what we can do is we can just add route using this function, right? So this is the overview of how you can simulate the routing static routing table. And what we'll do now next is, yeah, so from the node group AB, so basically there are three nodes, node A, B and C. So on to node A, from node A we'll get the object of IPv4, okay, and we'll have a static routing helper, okay. Then from that static routing helper we'll add route to this network, because obviously node A is having IP address of from this address family 192.168.1.0, and now if someone has to go to this network 192.168.2.0, this device A should have static entry to go to this, and that's why we are making this entry. And remember the command, remember that command, right? IP route, and then we have entered this subnet mask, then this is sorry, this is not subnet mask, this is network ID, then we have entered subnet mask, and then we have entered next hop, right? So this is the same command which takes three parameters. The first parameter, which is network ID, second parameter is subnet mask, and third parameter is next hop, and next hop is IP address. So these interfaces that we have created earlier, which will contain IP addresses, so this is being used over here, right? And accordingly we'll have one entry for the node C, which is at the end, and after that we'll enable the pcap, so we will have the what you can say pcap file, so we can observe it inside the Wireshark. And then what we'll do is we'll create one server onto the last node, node C, and then we'll create one client to the first node, which is node A, and then we'll just have one UDP echo server communication, okay. We'll send 4 packets at 1 second interval each, and this will be the packet size. And here we are setting the constant position of the nodes, and this line will generate the XML file which we can observe inside NetAnim. So if I just go and run NS3 run scratch / static, it will build the file first. Okay, so we have these warnings, but for now you can just ignore this warning, and you can see this is the log messages for the UDP echo client and server, and this messages are saying that we have a proper communication, right? And if you want to observe this and this inside the NetAnim, what you can do is you can just open NetAnim. You can go inside this folder, and remember this file name test-static.xml that we have given as a parameter. So we can just open this file inside NetAnim, and if we now hit this play animation button, you will see we have a proper communication. So it will go to this, and then this, and then this, okay. So this will happen for 4 times because we are sending 4 packets. Okay. Now let's alter this the code and let's see how the animation is changing. So now let's see what will happen if we have the route from A to reach C, but we don't have route from C to reach A. So let's comment this line. Let's run this file again. Okay, so see, we are able to reach to the server, but the client is not receiving the reply from the server. Although the server is sending the reply, but we are not somehow able to reach again back to the client. And let's see how this is happening. So we'll open the NetAnim file. Inside NetAnim, like this, play the animation. So see, we have route from 0 to go to 2, right? So the packet is going. Okay, but we don't have route from 2 to reach to 0. So that's why there is no packet originating from 2, because the 2, it doesn't have the return path to go back to 0, and that's why we just have packets going to the server but not coming out of the server. So that's it for this video. Hope you have got the idea about static routing, how you can simulate the static routing in NS3 and how you can observe the animation inside NetAnim. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep exploring.